ground pin. The other thing you want to look at is the cord. So you want to make sure there's no breaks in the insulation. So for instance, this one has a break. You want to make sure that this gets thrown out and not used. You also can't wrap it with electrical tape. So if you see any electrical tape, it needs to be removed, or if it reveals damage, then the cord needs to be taken out of service.
Once you're sure you've got the right extension cord for the right job and it's intact with no damage, be sure to treat it with respect.
Regarding electrical safety, the number one thing people are doing wrong on construction sites is something as simple as the use of an extension cord. They drape them over cable guard rails, run them through puddles of water, and it happens every day. The other thing we see is the wrong size cord for the tool that they're using, and a lot of household cords being brought onto construction sites. It's a thing that is completely not allowed.
Wires and other components in a circuit have a maximum amount of current that they can safely carry. You can easily overload a circuit by plugging in too many devices. An excessive load can cause arcing or cause the wires to overheat. Over time, this can make the insulation brittle. Eventually, the insulation can crack and cause a circuit failure, arc, or a fault.
If you plug too many cords into one power strip, your biggest enemy with electricity is heat. And when you have overloaded a power strip or any other electrical receptacle, the more current you draw, the more things that you're using, the more heat that's going to build up, and then your potential for fire is greater.
An important line of defense against faults and overloads is electrical protective devices. These include things like fuses, circuit breakers, and ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, which interrupt the current flow when unsafe conditions arise. Fuses and circuit breakers are designed to protect equipment and facilities. In doing so, they can also protect you from shock. GFCIs are designed solely to help ensure your safety. In newer homes and buildings, they're usually installed near sinks and other water sources. And starting all the way back in 2007, their use in general industry workplaces is required when using extension cords and other temporary wiring. Circuit breakers and GFCI outlets are great ways for you to remain safe when using electricity, but your employer will take additional steps to keep you safe in the workplace by using guarding. Guarding is a physical barrier between you and electrical hazards. Circuit breaker panels are an example of a basic form of guarding. Other examples are enclosed rooms or vaults, partitions, and elevated platforms, structures all designed to keep you and the live electrical parts separate.
The guarding will help protect the unqualified employee because it helps prevent them from coming in contact with whatever you're trying to protect them from, because they don't know what they don't know. So we do onboarding for all employees coming in, but is it realistic that we could teach them about all the hazards in the whole workplace? Probably not. So guarding will prevent the unqualified, unaware employee from getting in contact with whatever you're trying to protect.
Lockout-tagout is another preventive measure that protects unqualified and qualified employees. Before any work or servicing is started on the electrical systems of a piece of equipment, a qualified employee has to turn off the energy source at the switch box, and in most cases, apply a lockout device to the switch to keep it in the off position.
Whenever we interact with any types of hazards, we want to first take a look at, lockout, tagout. How can we protect our employees? And when we are working with electricity, we want to lock out the equipment so we don't have that contact with electricity.
We train all of our employees on unauthorized lockout tagout so they're aware of the hazards included with electricity. We ensure that all of our maintenance personnel are authorized and certified to perform lockout tagout. We also certify everyone in the building as an unauthorized lockout tagout user so that they're all aware of what's going on and can readily identify a machine that is locked or tagged out.
Part of being safe around electricity is vigilance. Take it from the experts.
Most unqualified employees don't know the hazards of electricity. It's invisible death. You can't see it. It's not like pneumatics or hydraulics where you can visually see something. Electricity is invisible, and they need to receive training to at least be aware of the dangers. If they're aware of the dangers, then they can identify the problems and either come up with a solution or just stay away from it.
My advice for unqualified employees to stay safe in the workplace would be to avoid any electrical hazards. If you see electrical warning signs, stay away from them. If there's work going around, avoid that. Take another route.
My advice to an unqualified employee to keep themselves safe in the workplace is to familiarize themselves with their area and ensure that they know the proper ways to inspect and identify hazards readily in their workplace.
If an unqualified employee is in a situation where an individual receives a shock, first thing they need to do is stop immediately, secure the scene, and get help. The best thing for the injured employee is to get proper medical attention at that time.
If you come upon a scene and you think someone has been exposed to electricity, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're safe. The next thing you need to do is follow your plant's emergency procedures.
Call for help. 911, the facility's emergency response team, and they definitely should not touch them.
The worst thing you can do as an employee, if you come upon someone that you think has been exposed to electricity, is to go up to the person and touch them, and you don't know that the scene is safe or that the electricity is exposed, because you could be the next victim.
You've seen someone shocked by electricity, or you come around the corner and you find someone you think has been shocked by electricity. What do? At your workplace, the answer to that question may be different than other workplaces. Do not become a second victim. Don't rush over and touch someone who's been shocked. He or she may still be energized. If you touch that person, you may be shocked too. Contact a qualified person, call 911, follow the procedures your employer or safety staff has put in place to handle an incident like this. You can provide first aid like CPR or attending to burns, but only if you've been properly trained and know the techniques, and only if you're certain you can do so safely. Always be very cautious when electricity is involved. Many people have been killed when they tried to rescue someone who was still in contact with electrical current. But what if you're not sure if someone has been shocked by electricity?
There are a couple different ways that you can tell if somebody has been shocked by electricity. You may see tiny burns on the entry and exit wounds, on the fingertips usually. You can also look around to see if there are damaged cords or boxes or anything that looks like it may have been a cause of an electrical shock or burn.
If you come across somebody who's been injured by electricity, shock, more than likely they may be unconscious or on the ground, maybe even looks like they're having a seizure. You got to figure that electrical current just passed through their body at some point.
If there's no immediate danger to yourself, you need to make sure that you call 911 in the event that you find an employee that has been shocked. We are unaware of the severity of the injury due to the fact that we don't know how long the employee was exposed to the electricity, the voltage that went through their system, or really where they were exposed.
When you're working around electrical equipment, safety should be foremost in your mind. You face hazards from both the equipment and the electricity that powers it. If you haven't been trained as a qualified employee, you should always stay clear of any exposed electric parts. This even includes something as simple as changing a blown fuse. Let a qualified employee take care of it. Similarly, if you trip a circuit breaker, report it to your supervisor or a qualified employee. If you're operating a piece of equipment and it malfunctions, you should never remove guards, panels, or other protective devices to expose the wiring. Always call for the assistance of a qualified employee. Be safe out there. Pay attention to warning signs and labels on electrical equipment and panels. Don't store anything in front of electrical service panels or other areas that are supposed to be kept clear. And this is critical. Unqualified employees are not allowed to work on exposed live parts under any circumstances. In the event of an emergency, follow your company's policy and get help as quickly as you can. Electrical safety is the responsibility of each individual. Don't depend on your coworkers to keep you safe. You are the one person responsible for making sure you're going home safely from work each day.